Welcome back to another episode of Stitch Files with Bearden America. I'm your co-host, Brandon.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm your co-host. I'm a co-host too, right?
We're all co-hosts.
Okay.
We're co-people.
You didn't say co-host.
She's the actual host.
She's the host?
Oh.
Does she own the rights to Stitch Files?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Bob.
Your co-host.
I'm co-host Bob.
All right, so we have, I'm going to use this term loosely, a special guest, and it has multiple meanings.
Special part?
Yeah, the special part. We have John Coon again with Southern Exposure Technical Services on the line. Caller, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's almost
I'm not
afternoon.
even going to, I just really don't want to even acknowledge that comment, special guest.
Yeah, well, here's the deal.
Yeah.
When I walked away, I couldn't hear you. You commenced to talk a whole lot of junk.
He was. Sarah heard it too.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was giving good critiques for possible improvements to the show. Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah, get rid of the hosts.
Well, no, because there are no hosts. There's only co-hosts, apparently.
That's right. That's right. You're also a co-host on this one.
Yeah.
So thanks for being on again.
He just, he's our second time guest.
Yeah. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah.
Oh, and possibly the last time, depending on how this goes.
No, I don't believe that.
So, no, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
The time to take to sit down and discuss some things going on in the embroidery world is always something I look forward to. So.
Yeah,
It's good to have you.
we always think about pestering you for an episode, but I know you're busy. Yet you tell me you're not.
It comes and goes in waves. It does. Some days I look at the schedule and going, "Ooh, wow, a nice, easygoing week," and then next week it's like, "Uh-oh." I've got people calling saying, "So when can you come out next week?" I'm going, "No, sorry, it's going to be about 2 weeks, depending upon the severity of your problem. About 2 weeks." So,
Yeah.
machines are still coming in from Japan. Sometimes we're getting a big buttload of them. Sometimes we're not getting but a couple of them at a time. So it all depends. All depends on what's going on, and then we go from there.
Yeah, it is weird. They do come in
Waves.
random
Yeah.
waves. There's no rhyme or reason.
A bunch of containers at one time.
Yeah.
And then none for 2 weeks. Then a bunch more. Then none. Then a bunch. Then none. Should I stop now? You kinda,
Yeah, we got
shaking
it.
your head. I guess you understand.
Everybody's got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
then the issue y'all are running into, this issue with containers that come in, you'll call the customer and be like, "Hey, your container is here. Your machine is here." And then they go, "We're not ready.
yeah,
Hang on. We're not ready." I'm like, okay.
which is
So then,
that's a lot of that seems to be a lot of the story now. Which I guess if somebody maybe is building a new facility or something, there's probably some supply chain issues with getting things completed. I know I got a lady down in Florida waiting on an electrician. She's like, I can't get a hold of the guy. So there's always something going on. But
Well, we're our next door neighbor that the car ran through the window.
Mm-hmm.
He said they were 12 weeks
to get a window.
to get a window.
Wow.
ooh,
Well, alrighty. On that note, so we're going to dive into some topics and discuss some technical things with John. So
Before we get started, I want to show off my left-hand coffee mug. We were talking about this a few weeks ago. This is actually left-handed. And you know how? You know how it's left-handed?
Because I can see
is this in
the...
your left hand?
Shut up, John. Mute him. Mute him there.
check
for a
this
second.
out. Right hand, left hand. That's how that works.
No, the logo is
Well,
facing.
This works all together. Just there we go. See, both hands.
Yeah, it's double. Yeah.
Wow.
Looked like he was wearing gloves,
Technology.
didn't it? White gloves. I'm like, why is he wearing white gloves?
I wish I knew how to
Here's
do
the
this.
filter. I got the background. I don't want anybody to know I'm really in Grand Cayman. No one needs to know that.
No,
So
I
it's
saw.
just my background filter.
I think it's a subpar hotel room that you're in.
one of those that you rent by the hour.
Yeah. Yeah. All righty. So let's dive into some topics here. So I think first we're going to go over a little bit of the manufacturer's warranty and what would entitle a warranty repair. And we have the wonderful warranty in front of us.
Yeah. Nice thing about our warranty is it all fits on one page. So it's pretty simple. It's called the 532. John, you understand the warranty, correct?
For the most part, I do.
For the most
Sometimes
part.
it gets a little confusing because legal verbiages that we use in it. But whenever I step out to customers and they're thinking something is warranted, and I go, no, that's not a machine manufacturer's ordeal.
Yeah.
Then that's the reason why I'm really glad we want to talk about this real quick. So if you can go ahead and just go through that, then we can discuss the situation I've run into, that y'all run into with phone calls from customers yourselves. Hopefully people get a better understanding of what is and what we determine to be warranty or not warranty.
Well, it's really pretty simple, and everybody gets a copy of this warranty. It's not hard to understand, and I highlighted just the basic, which is a really small part of this, all this verbiage. That is a lot of legalese, but it's we call it the 532 warranty. And I'll give you a quick rundown. For a period of 60 months, the main motor of the machine is responsibility of Bearden America. For a period of 36 months, the electronic parts and boards are the responsibility of Bearden America. For a period of 24 months, all remaining parts, excluding consumables, which I'll go through that in just a minute, freight and labor are the responsibility of Bearden America. For the first 6 months, expenses to and from the site are the responsibility of Bearden America. Charges for expenses to and from the customer site during the months 7 to 24 are the responsibility of the buyer. So that's it. That's it in a nutshell. It's not real complicated. Consumables would be presser feet, needle bars, needle bar drivers, throat plate, hook assemblies, bobbin cases, trimmer blades, needles, belts, O-rings, and nylon washers, and needle clamp screws. Those are the consumable parts that are not covered. So that's what Bearden deems consumable part. And we also, the warranty does not extend to any supplies, frames, or peripheral devices for any machines. So that's it. Pretty simple. I think where people get in trouble with the warranty is if they crash their machine into a hoop. We've had this happen several times. They run it into a hoop and they break a needle bar driver and they think it's warranty. That is not. That's operator error. And you can elaborate on this, John, or let us know what you run into. We just want to make sure everybody is aware of what the warranty does or does not cover.
Yeah, do you have any specific issues you ran into, or look at that smile?
Oh, yes.
I'm sure you have. Yeah.
No, and I smile only because it's not just something that one or two people have. It's across the board, and in the discussions on social media, things of that nature, people will come out and say, "I just got this machine. Here's the issue I'm having, and I can't believe I'm having it. I paid so much." Things like that. We'll get into more about what you do when you start having issues and the first steps you should do. But what is the reason for these warranties is to back up the brand that we all stand behind, saying it's a very good brand. It's going to hold up and last. But when you do crash a hoop, that needle slams into that hoop. We have to then go out and diagnose. Okay, did something the machine malfunction, or did the operator just not pay attention? Two big differences on that end.
Mm-hmm.
So the biggest ones I've run into since March of last year is on Mark 8 trimmers. And I profess to love these things, and I mean it. I love them. They're absolutely awesome. But one of the things that people just forget to do is to clean them.
Mm-hmm.
They got to clean them, and that does aggravate some customers, and I can understand that they require a little more attention than your old style Mark 5s or your Mark 7s. But you got to clean them every once in a while. My technician just went out the other week, and Jonathan, he went out to a customer who was called and stated his machine is not trimming on several heads. And when he got out there, the throat plates, when he removed them, the needle plates, they were packed full of thread. And even one of the Mark 5 movable blades Mark 8's movable blades was broken. In other words, it had gotten so packed in there that the blade couldn't close all the way, and the needle came down and broke it in half. So, and the customer's then going to say, well, why? What do you mean this isn't warranty? It's the machine's fault. And it's like, no. The technician is going to come out. They are going to be very honest in their diagnosis of what they found, why the machine is broken, why it is not running as advertised. And when we do so, sometimes we want it to be a warranty because we don't want the customer to be lost out on money for issues they're having with the brand new machine. But our integrity is going to take over, and bottom line is, if the operator that you have is not running the machine correctly, that's something that Bearden we can't fix all the operators. We fix the machines, but we can't fix all the operators. And that's something, unfortunately, that the owners and managers are going to have to monitor. And training is always going to be continuous. Always have to continuously train and educate people on how to properly run the machine, how to pay attention, and make sure that the blades are clean, that you're oiling your rotary hooks every 4 to 6 hours operation. You're weekly going through with your lubrication guidelines that you need to based off how often you use the machine, things like that. So,
Yeah.
as much as I love doing warranty calls because, I want people to make money with the machines that they paid money to get, it's hard to do. It really, really is.
Yeah, and stressing that maintenance piece of that too. You have to maintain your machine. Yeah, you spend a lot of money on it. Keep it up. It'd be like not changing the oil in your car.
But it's not hard to clean those trimmers. It's very simple. There's a button you push on the automat that opens them up. You just take the throat plate comes off really quickly, and you keep a little bit of air there and blow them out. It's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, you got to oil your needle bar drivers. You have to oil your hook every 4 hours. It's just routine maintenance. It's a machine, and things have to be done to it. And I just don't understand why some folks don't understand that. You have to have your car serviced. If you want these machines will last a long time, but you do have to take care of them. A little bit of oil, a little bit of cleaning, and they'll give you years of service.
Yep. Anything else on the warranty want to cover?
Well, there's another thing about the warranties that I do know that Bearden does. If you call tech support and talk with Tracy, and she gets you a tech on the line, Troy or Bob or something like that, and then we can't get it figured out, then obviously if it's a machine that's been like within the past year purchased, we're going to do what we call a courtesy call, and we'll send a tech out to take a look at it. And this is one of those, we stand behind the product that you bought. Bearden family is going to take care of the Bearden family. And so we're going to go out and take a look at your machine. And bottom line, if it's something that we feel was neglect of the operator again, then we'll have a discussion about it. But Bearden still, for the most part, is going to cover it as a courtesy call. But again, it's a very loose way of saying, hey, this is just a nice warning. And next time, if it happens, and these are the reasons why it happens, you will be billed for it. And that's unfortunate to say it that way, but we can't just keep coming out to places and fixing machine issues that are not the manufacturer's defect. So, but no, we do offer up courtesy calls from time to time whenever we feel that it's justified.
No, I think we're pretty lenient too. I mean, if there's a question, it could go either way. We're probably going to go ahead and make it a courtesy call anyway, just to keep the customer happy. But you guys know when it's operator error. You can tell, and we rely on our techs to tell us what we go by. What you guys say, we pretty much go by. If you tell us it's warranty, then it's warranty. If you tell us it's not, then it's not. We have to go. We're not there, obviously. And when somebody calls a tech on the phone, there's only so much you can do over the phone. So you have to get somebody out there to get some eyes on it, because you might think it's something's causing it. In your mind, you might think it's this, but you get there and it's like, oh, it's something entirely different that's causing this issue. And it could be something that's a warranty issue with the machine, or it could be, lack of oil, lack of maintenance. So, we try our best to fix it over the phone. We got some guys that are really good at it. They've been doing it a long time, but sometimes you just can't. You got to get somebody out there with tools and to get eyes on it. So,
So is that everybody drink? Is that up?
Yeah, when the phrase "doing it a long time."
They do a long time. Yeah, I remember that.
I was doing it a long time. I said, there we go.
That was got a drink.
We're expanding it. We just want to drink more. It's water, folks. It's water. YouTube. It's water. Calm down. Don't pull this video.
No, then Bob, you're absolutely right on that. About 2 weeks ago, again, my other technician, Jonathan, who's been doing great, by the way. Jonathan's been absolutely doing great.
Good.
Got
Shout out, Jonathan.
Yep, definitely. We need more people like him. Got sent out to a young lady's house who has a single head, and it locked up on her. And she called tech support like she's supposed to. she's had the machine maybe 7 months, and it locked up on her, and we couldn't figure out why over the phone. So Amy called my company, and then we got Jonathan out there, and it wound up being one of the screws on the rotary hook had backed out.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, whose fault is it? Mother Nature. It's like, okay, we don't know. So that's a courtesy call.
Yeah.
Manufacturer defect. I mean, who knows? Who absolutely knows? So that's where we drew the line and said, all right, this is a courtesy call. You're up and running now. Happy embroidery. Let's make some money. So they move on.
Yeah. All right, let's dive into.
Is it all about the warranty? I mean, the warranty's pretty simple. I've seen some of our competitors' warranties, and they're honestly 2 or 3 or 4 pages. It covers this, but not this. There's a long list. There's more things they don't cover than what they cover. Ours is the 532. It's pretty easy to understand and explain, in my opinion. And it's been that way. I think we went to the 532 in 2001, maybe, because it used to be a 1-year warranty. And I want to, if we have anybody that's listening, I don't know if we have any international listeners, but this is a U.S. warranty. The 532 does not transfer over to. This is not this is a Bearden America warranty. This is not a Bearden Japan warranty. So, if you're in the United States or Canada, it's 532. If you're anywhere else, you need to check and see what the warranty is there, because some of them are 1 year, some of them are 2 years. And to my knowledge, we're the only one under the Bearden umbrella that offers a 532. So I just want to make that clear. If somebody's in Europe and they say, "Oh, I got a Bearden," so I'm, you don't have a 532.
Yeah. Our database is we have a lot of European listeners. So. That's what the data says. I check it.
Ooh, la la.
Do we have any? Do we have? We
I don't know. I don't know. I can't operate a.
But I just wanted
laptop.
to make that. I wanted to add that in case somebody over there
it's a good point.
thinks that, or Mexico maybe. It does. It's not
Oh yeah,
532.
I know we do have some international listeners. I know we do. Yeah.
You have to check with
Good
your.
call.
You have to check with your local distributor or whoever you bought the machine from.
Yeah.
Your agent, your secret agent. Japan calls them agents. I love it. It's like, who's the agent?
Oh, I like
Should
that.
I call him a dealer.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go into why customers should call tech support versus relying only on a lovely thing called social media. John.
Well, very simple. Actually, there's a lot of good YouTubers out there that make good videos. And there's a lot of good Facebook groups or other types of social media groups where you have forums and things. You can go and discuss your issues, and people who have run into these same issues can give you their solutions and their answers. But the number one thing I'll tell you is you're getting information possibly on how to fix something that may be, one, covered under warranty.
Mm-hmm.
And so, why not just get the professionals out there under warranty to take care of it? But two, also that there may be some type of repair that is not exactly a full repair, or you may just be fixing something that's on the surface and not really fixing the underlying issue that caused it. So that's where I definitely always recommend people that if I keep breaking evil, okay, what's possibly for timing? Okay, but if it continues even after you check the timing, then what else could it be? Oh, maybe your trimmers are out of their resting position, and that whenever they move forward and back, they're striking the needle. Things like that. Or it could be that your needle bar depth is incorrect, or it's just out of adjustment and you need to have that serviced and get it fixed. So all these things can fall into factors of why you're having a specific issue. My pantograph sash jumps left to right, okay? Is the belt worn out, or did a set screw that holds the pulleys together kind of back out over time of use, and now as it rotates, it's popping the belt? Things like that. I mean, these are small little things that you wouldn't have thought of unless you've actually experienced it yourself or had someone explain to you, that they themselves have had an experience before. So calling tech support is always my preferred way to do it. One, you're getting it logged into the records for that machine. And one of the biggest things about tech support is that they keep a track record of all the phone calls. And I do know that every once in a while, I think maybe quarterly, that Bearden Tech Support is getting on the phones and doing meetings with Bearden Japan and all the other organizations out there, along with inside of Bearden, and they're comparing and seeing, okay, what are the trends that we're seeing? We're having issues here. Are y'all having the same issues here? Customers are starting to say this is happening and occurring. So things like with your automats, we have been having issues with blue screens of deaths. The automat locks up, freezes up, and you have to restart the machine. Okay, we're having those same issues. So they're able to collaborate all that stuff together to continuously improve what the product is, and also to know what the trends are, so we can make sure that we can get ahead of these issues and fix them before they actually become bigger problems than what they should be. So that's why I always say call tech support. You're getting the most professional help you can get on the phone, and it's getting recorded and logged for not only your machine, but also a track record to know that is this a trend that is occurring all throughout all the Bearden numbers out there.
Yeah.
Speaking of problems.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to, I'm going to stop it, and I have to redo the
We have
Zoom
some
thing.
technical difficulties with Zoom.
Yeah, it says the meeting will end in 10 minutes. Okay, so moving on. Nothing happened.
That was seamless.
I can't address it because people know that the video gets cut. Zoom, you got to pay for Zoom, folks. Pay for Zoom. I'm using a bootleg Zoom.
No, you're not.
I'm not. It just ran out of time.
The Zoom people may be listening in.
Yeah. Well, I got something to say to you. I got a little something to say to you. All right, number 3. Can you go over the requirements of what it would take to become a Bearden certified technician for those people?
Experience. That's the biggest thing, is having experience, so that when you sit back and go, you know what, John, I would love to do what you do, with all the travel you do, with all the different places you go to, things
all
like
the
that.
Mexican food.
Yeah.
Nope, I've slowed down on that one. Big time. Had to. But no, all the traveling that comes with being a technician, the time away from family, things like that, you get approached by ladies and gentlemen at customers, and they go, how do I become a technician? And the hardest thing that they have to realize is that if you are not living close to a tech that you can get under their wing and learn from. I was very blessed to have Scott Marshall live just 2 miles away from my house when I retired out of the Marine Corps and got involved with him. I was able to work with him on a daily basis. My other tech, Jonathan, he lives 40 minutes away from my house, or from the office. I'll put it that way. The office, not my house, but the actual office itself, where we meet and then we go to customer locations, things like that. So him having to drive 40 minutes, one way to just get to the office, it does pose a problem, things of that nature. So it's like the other day, I was at a customer over in Memphis, Tennessee, and a gentleman came up and said, man, I've been running these machines for 3 years now. How do I get into being a technician like you? To tell them, you would actually learn how to be it on the job training with a fellow technician. So, you've got to figure out how bad you want something like this. Now, granted, the dream of everything is to have a tech that's in each state. That's sometimes very difficult to do, especially with the generation of technicians that are getting to the age of retirement. That's one of the reasons why I stay so busy, that there's not enough technicians out there. So if you are interested and you really think this is something that you could do and would have a passion for it, that's the other side. If you don't have a passion for it, then you don't need to do it. It's not a 9 to 5. This is not something that you're just going to walk into a customer's at 8 o'clock in the morning and think, oh, it's 4 o'clock, the machine's still not fixed, so I'll just come back later. That's not how this works. No, not by any means, because that customer not having machine running is losing money. And if they lose money, that means their employees are losing money. And that's just, no, that's not the business practices that I want technicians to have. And you're going to get it fixed. Now, if you have to stay the night, obviously, due to unforeseen circumstances, maybe you got to have a part overnighted or something of that nature. It happens. It does happen. But other than that, it's not a 9 to 5 job. You have to actually have a passion for doing it and want the machine to be better than it was than when you found it. Not just, okay, it's fixed. No, I want this thing to be running better than what it was before I found it, obviously. But also, I don't want to come back to that customer for a long time. I want to come back and service the machine. I don't want to come back and fix it. I just want to service it. I want to baby it to nice lubricated and running for them. So that's the biggest area right there. So
something I'm going to add to that too is just because you're a good mechanic, these machines have a lot of electronic parts to them too. And I know some technicians are really good mechanically, but they're not very good electronically as far as troubleshooting it. Now, the newer machines are easier to troubleshoot because now it's just changing a board, changing an automat. But every now and then you'll find one that has a pinched wire in it, or maybe a wire got pinched in production or something. We've had that happen a few times. You may have to, do some diagnostics with as far as the wiring harnesses go and things like that. But and networking too. Not everybody's good at networking or the technical side of it. So to be a really top-notch technician, and this is my opinion, somebody that's really well-rounded, you have to have some electronic background, you need to have a mechanical ability, and you need to have some computer and networking ability too, because there's some techs out there that aren't very good at setting up networks. Not to say they're a bad technician, but there's some guys that we wouldn't probably recommend to set up your networking because they just don't get it. And it doesn't make them they may be the best tech in the world, but until it comes to networking. So I would encourage anybody, if they're interested in becoming a tech, for us or anybody else, first of all, you need to find out where we need a tech and if we need a tech. Second of all, do you meet these 3 criteria? Are you really good at networking computers? It's the same way as networking a machine to some extent. Are you pretty good electronically with troubleshooting? And then are you good mechanically? I'm pretty good mechanically. I can do most of the stuff, not all of it. But when it gets to electronics, I'm lost. So I wouldn't be a very good tech. I could tell somebody how to do it. I'm a good boss. I could tell people, but I couldn't do it. I would just say, that machine's broken, fix it. That's the extent of my technical ability right there.
Yeah. Well, being able to dictate to others
it's a gift.
It is
Not all of us have it. I know I'm very gifted with that.
Yeah.
No, everybody that owns a machine should know how to set the hook timing. They should know that right out of a needle bar depth, just the basic stuff. To me, that's very simple stuff. And that's pretty much where I can, where my abilities end. Now, that being said, you and I tore these. We had a bunch of little XLs in here that Brandon and I, with the help of Sam, Sam Morris, who's an excellent technician. We tore these.
Sam's one of the best.
Yeah, we tore these things down bare bones, and we actually put them back together, and they sewed.
Yeah, they did. That's the key.
That was a good learning experience. I had done that, but it had been years since I had done it. Actually, that's the first time I ever had an S head off a machine. The old Z heads were a little easier to work on, I think. You didn't really have to take the head off, but in most cases.
Oh, yeah, definitely when it comes to changing out your K4 cams on the S heads, it's different on the Z heads.
Yeah.
So, so one question I get a lot is, does Bearden offer training for people to become techs?
We do.
Oh, my.
But again, we're probably, if you just want to become a tech and you want to come to Bearden for training, in order to become a tech, a certified tech for us that's going to work for us, we're not looking for another tech in your area. You guys have that covered down there. You're covering more than probably you had anticipated to cover 3 or 4 years ago because of techs have left or.
We've lost some good friends, good techs, stuff like that. So yeah.
But there are areas that we need techs. For example, if you're going to go to, let's say, North Dakota and be a Bearden tech, you're probably going to starve to death because there's just not many machines up in that area. So you got to be willing to, we have machines there, but could we keep a full-time tech busy there? No, there's no way. There's just not that much population up there. So that's why the technicians have multiple states, multiple areas. You got to go where your population is.
Exactly.
And now if somebody buys a machine in North Dakota, obviously we're going to send a tech out there to install it and all that. But just keep in mind if and this is true of any manufacturer. Nobody has an office I don't know why I'm not picking on North Dakota. I'm just saying that's
sounds that
that's
way.
one of the least populated.
I'm offended for all the North Dakotans.
Are you from North Dakota?
Yes, actually.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you North Dakotians.
Alaska. Yeah, there's no techs in Alaska.
No, there aren't. There aren't in Alaska. Let's do that. Let's do Alaska.
We actually had to send Scott Marshall to Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on darn snow sleds with huskies pulling him around for real.
He was telling us about the snow sled. Is it like a snowmobile?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He could have died. He almost did die like 5 times, but he didn't die. But he almost got frostbite. So.
It was quite. He said it was quite the adventure for a 60-plus-year-old man to go and do that. Yep. Yeah. There was times that he was no longer enjoying it and was fearful of his life. But yes, but no, technicians, whenever they ask me, does Bearden offer training? I do explain to them that give Bearden a call on that, depending upon, like you said, your location in the United States. It may be one of those where they say, well, yeah, you can come up and we'll give you a 3-day training course on how you take care of your machine or the machine inside your corporation, something like that. But
yeah.
Other than that, the number one thing I stress to a lot of people is if you're wanting to be a tech, find the tech that is in your local area and see if you can get on board with them. I know for myself here soon, I'll be looking to add another team member to my team because we do cover a very big area. Then you got Bill Garvin down in Tampa. He's got his stuff going on, and a couple of people over in the Texas area. I know they got a small team that are running around here and there, taking care of everybody as best as quickly as we can. So, but again, the foresight for the future for me, I'm looking at in the next 5 years, I will need at least 2 more people in the next 5 to 10 years to be able to maintain the volume of which Bearden one is growing, because the industry's not slowing down really. Going on.
Well, there are areas. There are other areas that we need techs that it's just hard to find them. I was talking. I was talking to somebody this morning. I was talking to Kevin up in Cleveland, and we were just talking about it. Everybody's getting older in this industry, and it's really hard to get younger people interested in embroidery. It's difficult because you just can't step into it and start making a bunch of money. You have to learn the industry, because whether it's a technician or a salesperson or a support person, when somebody calls, they want their question answered. And if it takes a long time to learn everything that I feel that a person needs to know to become well-versed or well-informed in order to make the customer feel comfortable with who they're dealing with. It's like when you go shopping for anything, a big ticket item, and you ask somebody about, hey, I want to buy that double door refrigerator with the ice maker and the wine chiller and the all this other stuff. How does that work? Well, I don't know. You can read the manual. I walk out. Not that I'm looking for a refrigerator. I'm not. And I wouldn't buy a big refrigerator like that because it wouldn't fit in my house. Let me qualify that. So, was that a tangent? Kind of a tangent?
No, it was pertinent
anyway,
to
what I'm saying is, I like people who know the product and have taken enough pride in their job to know the product. You may not know every single answer to the question, but you need to be very well versed and be willing to find out and get back with that person as quickly as possible. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised, but Brandon is calling on really quickly. But he grew up around
so dumb. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this is all I've done for the past 30 years. I've been doing this a long time. Cheers.
I'm empty. Oh, okay.
Cheers.
Get your drink there, John. And when you do something like when your kids get bigger, John, they'll be like, well, yeah, that's what my dad does, and I've heard him talk about it. And Brandon and Kyle would thread machines for Bob and Show. That I would hire them.
My son's actually gone with me and helped out and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got good pictures of him threading up a machine, and he looks at me later on going, so where's the money? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, really, dude?
Well, they didn't work for free either.
No.
Yeah, I did not work for free. I was like,
He was very pleased whenever I handed him his payout for 3 days of work. He was like, oh my gosh. As a 12-year-old at the time, he just couldn't wait to go spend it. So
yeah.
Video game. Get a Steam card. Go play some Roblox.
Yeah, that's what the kids do. All right. Anything else to cover on that tech side?
Again, bottom line, call find a local tech, say, hey, I'm interested. How can I come learn and work from you? That's really the best way to go about it if you're looking to become a technician in this embroidery field.
All righty. Moving on.
Get plugged in.
Have you run across any tricks, tips for uncrating?
Hire a rigger.
That's a great answer. Yeah.
Hire a rigger. Oh my gosh. I mean, single head machines are simple. They really are simple.
Mm-hmm.
Have your power drill. I mean, get your 10 millimeter sockets to go along with it. Get your crowbar and at least a 5-pound little sledgehammer, something simple like that to help get underneath and all that. And have a pallet jack. And that's for single heads. That's the best. I mean, even floor dollies work to move single heads around, stuff like that. But with your multi heads, hire a rigger. And I know Jamie already covered it in the last podcast in regards to when you received your machine, but she did a fabulous job hitting all the wickets on that one. So kudos to her on definitely saying take photos of everything. I mean, I've got a video of a customer who went up with his forklift. They took, and it was a 6-head and 6-head non-stretch, and they put 2 cargo straps around the entire crate, around the entire width of the crate, and then strapped it to the forks on the riser portion of the forklift that goes up down that riser portion, and they pulled it out like that, holding on just forks. And I was just like, I'm videoing this. I am videoing because if this thing goes down, no, it's not coming back. So I've seen some people do some interesting things.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how top heavy these machines are. I mean, once they start tilting the least bit, they're pretty much gone.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even whenever I have to put them up, if people don't get the leveling bolts on them, and I go out and it's sitting on wheels, and now I got to get a pallet jack under it, or in some cases, I have to get a floor jack and get some 4x4s or something like that to lift up one end. I go very slow. It's the past experience in the Marine Corps of jacking up aircraft to work on their landing gear, stuff like that, or change out tires. You just don't know what's going to happen when you get it risen up, or even if the jack you're using may fail. So you got to have safety standards in place so that the machine doesn't fall on you, or it doesn't just fall over on and injure yourself, someone else, or just get destroyed altogether. Because we've gone down to places where machines have toppled over, and we're just looking at it going, "Oh my goodness."
Yeah, it happens.
So,
you ever flip over an airplane?
I'm sorry?
You ever flip over an airplane?
One more time?
Have you ever flipped over an airplane?
Have I ever flipped over an airplane?
Yeah.
Jacking it up like you're changing a tire.
Yeah, no. Nothing ever like that happened.
I think it has.
So
He's hiding something.
Yeah.
He's hiding.
No judgment here, John.
Well, no. The phone in the background cutting off the audio that I'm hearing. Yeah. So I was like, that's why I was having fun hearing, because I was hearing the phone ring. No, we did have some accidents with jacking up aircraft in the Marine Corps. That's why I'm very strict on the safety aspect when it comes to working with machines and around machines. If that machine's in drive, I won't work on it. It will be out of drive, or I will ensure people are away from all start-stop buttons. So, no, I'm very safety conscious when it comes to working on machinery.
Hey, they put warning labels on these machines for a reason.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
You could be killed if your hair gets pulled out in one big whack.
Yeah, stuff like that. So whenever you're uncrating machines, pay attention to what you're cutting into, because you may be cutting into your machine, or you may be cutting into your boxes that are in the machine. Just be safe about it. And again, the best way, spend the $800 to $1,000 or something of that nature and hire a rigger. If they know what they're doing, they're fully licensed and insured as well. Y'all mentioned that in the last podcast. But definitely all safety aspects. Have enough space whenever you do go to uncrate it yourself. Make sure you have enough space. And if you can do it inside, do it inside. Because again, you never know what the weather's going to do. You may say it's going to be a nice sunny day outside. Next thing you know, a storm comes. Cloud comes over the top, you start dumping on top of your brand new embroidery machine. So if you can do it inside, that's even better. So it's not much to it except just be safe. Watch the videos that Bearden on the Bearden America website. Those help. There's a wonderful video I remember of Bob doing a single head upgrading.
I've done several of them.
Yeah, and sunscreen would have been good on that one, I think. It was a little bright someday for you. But other than that, be safe with it, both with the equipment you're dealing with and the people around it. That's my biggest tip and trick is hire rigor and just be safe. Go slow, don't rush. So, and the metal containers, though, I haven't done anything really with metal containers. Just the wooden ones.
Let's go to that one next.
Okay.
Number 7.
Any suggestions?
No, not that one. I'm sorry.
You son of a gun.
Number 6. Let's go to number 6. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're going to 6. Oh, we're jumping around.
I want to come back. I want to come back to 5 if we have time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, easy enough. 6.
Because
what is 6? I think my list is different than yours.
We're
okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the technical, the aspect of it, or the installs and all that. And I came up with this one. Let me explain this one. Any suggestions to customers for making service calls quicker and easier? And let me tell you where I'm going with this is I've heard techs complain about they go into a shop, a customer complains their machine's having issues or whatever, and there's parts laying everywhere that they've taken it apart. And I'm sure you've run into this dozens of times too. So what can a customer do? If a customer's having issues, they give you a call, they say, look, my machine's broken, it's making a weird noise, it's doing that, this or that. You try to do as much as you can over the phone with them as far as diagnostics, but you don't want a customer to start taking parts off the machine, right?
No, I do not. I do not encourage that.
Yeah.
Again, it is their machine. They're going to do whatever they feel they need to do. Sometimes the tech may be a day out, 2 days out, maybe a week out. So as owners, and hopefully not the operator making that decision, but the owner is, they're going to do what they feel that they need to do to get things running or make sure that they can run. So over the phone, like you said, Bob, we'll get you to the point where hopefully that machine will run and you may be down a sewing head or 2 or 3, or in one case we had a 12 head crash itself, and in the end it had jumped the belt timing, and we got them back running and stuff like that. Tech support was able to get them back running over the phone, and then a couple days later they gave me a call back saying, okay, so these are the issues that we have currently. All heads aren't running. We had 4 heads that the bars still weren't going down on, and a couple of heads trimming issues and stuff like that. But no, whenever you get a technician scheduled to come out, I would just honestly just stop all work on that problem.
Right.
Because you can compound it, make it a bigger problem once you started, possibly do more damage and cost you more money and more loss in production and downtime. So
yeah, the other thing I want to add something else to that too. If you're having an issue with your machine, and they call us or you guys or whatever, just be honest. if you ran into a hoop, that we've all done it. That's fine. But we've had a few instances where, just had one the other day. A customer ran into the hoop, didn't tell anybody about it, and was kind of hiding it. And look, nobody wants to pay for non-warranty, but that's just part of being in business. I'm sorry. If you break it and it's your fault, man up or woman up to it and say, you know what, I broke my machine. Come and fix it. I know it's going to be a service call. Kind of give me an idea what the service call is going to be. Maybe it can be tied into somebody else there nearby where you can split the cost of the travel. But every now and then it's pretty adamant when you got a big gouge in your hoop and you got a broken needle bar driver and you're saying, well, my machine broke. I cannot believe what's going on right now. I cannot believe Jamie is crawling. You must have to pee really bad.
Hi, Jamie.
Jamie just crawled across the floor to get to the bathroom.
Welcome to the studio. I was waiting for you to catch it out of your corner of your eye because me and Sarah were watching.
I was focused on what I just forgot I was talking about.
I was ready to keep my composure, and then it just all went to hell.
You know, I admire her for being able to do that. I would probably just say, I can't get through there. I'm just going to pee in my pants.
I'm going to piss in the trash can.
Because if I get on the floor, I probably can't get up.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but anyway,
Well,
it's
there,
back
there
to...
comes a time in a person's life when peeing in your pants is acceptable.
Again.
Yeah, well, we go from one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
Start out
Okay.
in our pants, and we end up
It's
peeing
very
in our pants.
circular.
peeing in your
That's
pants is
circle
cool,
of life.
Circle of
consider
life,
me
yep.
Miles Davis.
So anyway, back to if you broke it, just let the tech know. You know.
Oh gosh, yes. One person gave me one of the greatest compliments. The TV show House. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that before.
Yeah.
And if you've ever met me, you know that I'm a very smart, aleck person. I'm very sarcastic a lot of times.
You lost me at
And I'm
smart.
very smart aleck.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
A smart
Okay.
aleck. Smart aleck. You know, I don't have a smooth brain. How about that?
Okay,
I'm
I got
very
you.
wavy brain, so I'm very intellectually smart on some things, but at the same time, I just have a very, very terrible sense of humor. So there's the smart side. And one person said, "You know what? You're like the Dr. House of embroidery." Like, whoa. Thank you for that compliment, but yeah, I don't do the Vicodin, nor do I have a cane. So, bottom line is, your technicians, they've seen it, they've done it. You're not going to fool them, and they're going to come in and see the machine, see the situation, and you know, whenever they go to fix stuff, she's crawling on the floor.
We have
Y'all tried.
There are four of us. There are four of us in this office, and it's small, and the bathroom is at the back of the building, and
this has been the most messed up podcast because oh my gosh,
right.
That's technical. So, but no, when the tech actually gets to your place, they're going to see the issue. They're going to fix it, yes, but a good technician, and that's what the majority of us are. I mean, 98% of us are extremely good at diagnosing what it is and figuring out why it broke and how it broke, so that we can make sure that we don't just fix the needle bar driver, that we also fix, okay, this is what caused the needle bar driver to crack or something of that nature. Why did it actually do this?
Yeah, it's
So,
one thing
you know,
to fix it, but like, you know, if you can prevent somebody from doing the same thing over and over again, you know, that's,
yeah.
I think that's really important.
Again, Bob's right. Just be honest with us up front. It's going to save you time, money, headaches, and integrity.
Yeah.
Because we will find out. We've been there, done that, got the T-shirts. You know, we've been doing this for
A long time. The truth
Yep.
shall set you free.
Yep. Doing it a long time.
All right, what's my list is not your list, so whatever's next.
Either the questions from the Bearden owners group or
Well, there is one other thing that whenever your tech is on the way, make sure the machine is threaded so we can test it.
Yeah, good point.
You don't need to pay whatever the tech's hourly rate is for us to stand there and thread a machine. We're not going to unthread it unless we're actually having to take the tension base completely off or something like that. We can just slide the front cover off. Even when we remove the sewing head, we don't always have to unthread the machine. So yeah, make sure it's threaded. It just saves you more time, saves us less headaches, and everybody loves threading machines. Yeah, but why pay your tech to do it?
Yeah. Was that sarcasm?
Yeah, because I hate threading a machine, but I've done my
And if
share
there
of it.
are any parts removed by you, make sure you put them in a bag and keep them in a location to where when we get there, you can hand them back to us, and we're not having to search for them, and possibly not have them before you have to buy more parts, either from the tech itself or you have to order them. So make sure the machine's threaded, ready for your tech's arrival, and have all parts that you did take off, have them in a bag or in a box or something like that, marked and labeled so they know what it is, where it is.
Yeah, good point.
Help us help you.
Is that going to show up on the screen?
I just no, it's not.
Okay. I don't know. I told you I wasn't I'm not
So
a computer guy.
we only have 10 more minutes on the Zoom before it does the same thing
Okay.
again. So,
Yeah, here we go.
but no, there's a separate camera that's filming this. Not that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I can't even.
I told you. Told you.
All right, so we'll rattle.
Can I be a Barudan technician? I know all about computers. Yeah, we need to make this
Slow.
We'll have to do a part two of this.
It was quick by not
Do
talking.
you have some questions you want to pull from the Bearden owners group?
Yeah, there were a couple that that's stuff that it's hard to actually say what the question is, but that they're asking. It's hard to say because they're sitting there going, okay, well, these are the questions I like to have answered for us. Like, is there any info regarding the new tension system on how it works with the models, specifically the lower knobs that are definitely different than the older style ones? What is their real purpose? Yes, I haven't seen data or videos in Japan explaining this, on the new tension knobs compared to the old knobs that they used to come on. And now we got the new knobs. So what's the new ratios for the tensions of what it used to be to what it is? So basically, that's what they're asking about there. And there's several other questions like the most easiest one to answer is, when are we going to be able to turn the volume down on the multi-head machines, on the K-series multi-head touchscreen machines? You can do it on the single head, but you can't do it on the multi-head. So that's something, again, can this panel of Bearden support people answer that? No.
It's not a question we've been asked very much, to be honest. I mean, I can go to Japan with it and tell them, hey, we've had people asking about this, and it would be a it would be a software.
Yeah.
It'd be a software
Yeah,
update.
yeah, just something that basically they just have to unlock from the out of that.
Yeah,
At
I mean,
some
it's
point,
not
that
like
was
we're
my
getting
assumption.
people calling us every day. It's too loud. It's too loud. I had seen people take a piece of electrical tape and put it over that little speaker. You can do that. That'll tune it down a little bit, or tone it down a little bit. I didn't know. I knew the single heads have an adjustment. I had no idea the multi heads didn't. I just thought they did. So I learned something.
But yeah, it is on the actual. When you go to the settings panel and stuff like that, into the MC1 settings, you can scroll down, and it's just blacked out where you can't adjust it.
I will find out. I will find that out why it's not there. And maybe there's a software update coming from it for it. I don't know.
But no, I don't know. I guess I didn't give enough time to the people on the Bearden owners group. I only posted it about maybe 8 p.m. last night, saying, "Hey, I'm doing a podcast with Brandon, Sarah, and Bob. So let me know if you have any questions." And I will say it took me about an hour to get a 25-second video because I just kept blah, blah with my words. It was fun just to try to make that one simple video that I put up on the Bearden owners group. Oh dear Lord!
Yeah, and you can keep it.
I'll
keep
send you
it
some of my
running.
outtakes offline.
Before we started the podcast too, you mentioned something about networking, and I don't want to give too much away, but we've got some networking upgrades coming out. We hope in September.
Yeah, you were mentioning something secret that you did out in Greece and in England.
Yeah, and it's still a secret, but yeah, we got some changes to our LEM software. We may or may not have a Bluetooth coming out. It's going to have to be tested first. And we had a Bluetooth networking system out last year.
Mm-hmm.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
And honestly, it sucked. We tried it here in the office, and when it worked, it worked. When it didn't, it didn't. I know Japan says there's been a lot of improvements to it. Now, you're not going to be able to send it from your phone, but you'll be able to send it from from your laptop. So we'll know more about that probably in the fall. We'll have to do some extensive testing before I'm comfortable enough to want to sell it. But
No, I don't blame you.
yeah, it's I've been bitten before with putting this stuff out there. Actually, we've got somebody using the old system who likes it. But in here, we had too much interference or something. I had it hooked up to 3 machines. When it's connected and hooked up, it works perfectly. The issue is when you turn your computer off, you come in the next morning, it wouldn't see all the machines. And I am not a huge fan of Bluetooth because even in my truck, my phone will not connect all the time. So I just don't think it's the most reliable way of doing it. But that being said, people have asked for it, and we're working on one. I'm going to say sometime this fall, but I can't promise anybody anything. Another part of your question was sending a design from a phone or a tablet. The new BNet software with the API may or may not have that capability. But there's some good stuff coming for networking. It's going to make it more streamlined and a lot easier to network. So I'll just say that. But before we can introduce this stuff, we want to really test it and put it through its paces. And we do have some parts of it at a couple of our large key accounts that are testing it for us. So, and what we've seen so far, it's really promising. So I'm excited about that.
That's going to be good.
Yeah.
If
So
it
there's
works,
good stuff
again,
coming.
technology.
Yeah.
Technology. So, but bottom line, always have a USB stick. That's just always, that's your backup. So,
Well, I mean, most folks that complain about the designs, the USB stick. I was here when I first went to work for this company. We had paper tapes. That's how you got to design into the machine. You got a paper tape reader on the back. Ask Scott about that sometime. On the back, you threaded through there. That's how you read the design in there. Then we went to floppy disks, and I'm like, oh my goodness, floppy disks. These things are awesome. Then we went to CF cards. Now we're at the thumb drives. It's 1,000 times better than what it was. And I understand that technology has marched forward and things ought to be faster, but still yet, getting a design in with a thumb drive is pretty quick comparatively. And I don't know if customers know this. You can load a design into the machine while it's running. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys show that to your customers or not, but I can load and set up my design, my next design. And I don't know why more people don't use that.
Depends upon their experience level.
Well, that's true too. But I do that.
We conduct training.
Yeah.
All of our training is based off of what we feel the customer can absorb during that time frame.
I got you.
So.
Yeah.
But it can be done.
It can be. Yeah.
All right.
We're running out of time.
We're probably.
Yep. Down to 2 minutes left on the Zoom.
Zoom's about to Zoom. Is that what it says?
Yeah, I got 2 minutes. So,
oh, okay. Well, it doesn't tell us nothing. Just a big.
No, down to 2 minutes. So, I appreciate y'all allowing me back on here.
Good having you.
We can spend a buku more time talking about stuff again.
Well, we'll do it again. Good. That's what I was going to say. Like, you can keep the owners group thing. Let it run and get a bunch of questions and
get some more questions. We'll talk about them.
Yeah, easy enough. Maybe do it once a quarter, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but no, again, appreciate y'all.
Yeah, you're always welcome on here.
Thank you for all the good podcasts y'all have been giving us. There's been great information coming out. So
I hope so, and thank you for everything you do, man. I love you, even though I don't show it.
See, I'm his dad. He never tells me he loves me. No. So you must be a special person.
Yeah.
Well, either that or he really doesn't love me.
I did, yeah. Took him out to Mexican. Yeah. All right, buddy. We'll let you go. Be safe traveling around, and
we appreciate you.
Always
appreciate you.
Catch you next time, brother.
Yeah.
All right.
See y'all later.
See you, buddy.
All right, take care, man.
A righty-roo.
Did you turn that off?
No, it's still running. I figure we're going to wrap it up.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I was hoping you didn't just turn it off and it'd be like, well, that kind of ended abruptly.
Well, yeah. And it's also abrupt when you do something like that.
What?
John.
He's just muted.
Yeah, he's just muted. Yeah, this is the part where I get to talk about you, buddy. I can still see John.
Can't hear a thing.
John can't say a word about me. So, yeah.
Yeah, he was
Keep on going, buddy.
Talking about your wardrobe, that you should dress nicer for the podcast.
For what reason? Nobody comes to this thing for me.
You don't. There was
I think some people
I think
might.
You got some groupies.
Oh, give me a break.
Just telling
He
you.
was talking sequins, and I think we should consider it.
He said he's going to
Sequins? I'll put on any of these jackets in here if they fit.
Aw.
Yeah, we just lost him. Yeah, I'll wear any of these sweatshirts or jackets at any moment.
Do we have a leather one? Is there like a pleather one?
It's back there.
With fringe?
No, there's a vest.
with the dragon on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
I can wear it backwards.
I thought about wearing that when I ride my motorcycle, but I was afraid some rival gang would like beat my butt.
It would happen. You'd be in trouble.
It's a dragon. So what's the biggest threat to a dragon?
Samurai.
Would be. So you think the samurais would? No, that's not true. Samurais don't fight dragons, do they?
Yeah.
Who else would?
A ninja?
That's part of the feudal system in Japan.
Okay.
Someone fact check that. That doesn't sound right to me. Not
Also,
sure.
I don't know what I said. Yeah. All right. Well,
who, before we sign off here, what fights a dragon? What?
A rooster.
That might be true.
What does that mean?
What is it called? It's like a, I mean, it's a tattoo. It's, you know.
A gamecock?
That's
No.
that's a South Carolina mascot.
It's a fighting chicken.
Is it a like a? I don't know the word either.
What is it called?
It'd be like a almost like a yin and yang type of thing.
Yeah.
Right, where you got the rooster's the good and the dragon's the bad, and they fight it
Man,
out.
dragons aren't they usually pretty big though?
Yeah. I've never seen one in real life. The one in Mulan wasn't very big.
Oh yeah, Mushu. He's tiny.
Are you Googling it?
I am, because it's called something.
It's called
It's called.
Dragon vs. Chicken. This summer's blockbuster.
I'm hungry for chicken wings now.
You thought Jurassic World was the blockbuster. Wait till Dragon vs. Chicken comes out. Your mind's gonna be blown.
Well, this
I
is
see
a
here.
mystery we'll have to figure out for next podcast. What? If anybody knows what can kill a dragon, or the dragon's biggest adversary, that was the word I was looking for. What? Everybody has something they're scared of. Even a lion. You know what a lion is scared of?
What?
A mouse. They're terrified of mice. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, that doesn't
It's because the
seem-
mice can crawl into their cavities and destroy them from the inside.
I think so.
Their cavities.
Yeah.
But a lion's scared of something.
Yeah,
Even though they're
everything's
king of the
scared of
jungle, there's
something.
something that would take them down. So what would take a dragon down?
Samurai on a horseback. Well, find it. Put
I'll
it in your
have to.
notes,
Mhm.
and we
This
will
is for
revisit
next
this.
podcast. We'll have to answer this. If someone wants to answer in the comments, that will also work.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to cover?
No, I want to thank John again for he does a really good job for us, Scott and John. And I haven't met. Have you met Jonathan?
No, I've talked to him before.
Okay,
About it.
he's he in training? Kind of.
No.
He's not
No, he's out on his own doing.
good.
The same area.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good and he's very helpful. So appreciate all the technicians
And we sure do. We couldn't do it without
for
him.
sure.
They got a tough job, and a lot of travel, a lot of staying away from home, and keeping our machines going and our customers happy. So we are very appreciative.
Yep. All right, we'll get out of here. Thanks for tuning in. New episodes every time that they
Do we have
come
any
out.
announcements? No, we don't have any announcements. No.
No, we have trade
Charlotte,
shows.
the
Trade shows coming
NBM Charlotte show in September, and the Fort Worth show at the end of September/October.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much
Alright.
it. See you guys on the next one.
Yes.
Please like, subscribe.
Thanks
Give
for
us
watching.
a rating on iTunes. Thanks everybody for all the comments and stuff on YouTube. Podcast is growing pretty nicely.
It
so
is.
thank you.
I'm surprised that many people would even listen to this.
Yeah. There's something for everybody.
I guess so.
All right. Y'all go train your dragons.
Adios.
Peace out.